Now we have with us today Dr. Kim Cobb, a professional counselor specializing in trauma, PTSD, depression, bipolar, etc. And from the looks of this, all of us fit in one of these areas. Um, we also have with us Ernest Woodson, founder of Fathers Incorporated. Ernest is going to tell us about Fathers Incorporated. And so we're going to talk to both Dr. Cobb and Ernest now. Ernest, tell us about Fathers Incorporated and how long have you been recognizing the Father of the Year?
Okay, thank you, Kevin. Fathers Incorporated was founded back in 1987, so we've been around for at least a number of years. We started out as just five guys trying to support each other and caring for their kids. We were all single dads, and so we didn't necessarily have a lot of background because we didn't have fathers in our lives either. But we leaned on each other and we learned from our community. We grew up as old school kids, so we was raised by a village, not just by not having a father in the house, but we had a whole lot of fathers in our community that helped. So we learned from that. The Father of the Year Award program, we just started that in 2019. Our first award was in Washington, D.C. to a deserving father in Washington, D.C. Our second award, 2021, was to a deserving father in Baltimore County. This year's award is going to be made to three fathers, one from Charles County, Prince George's County, and Montgomery County. All three will receive an award. We're looking for deserving fathers in those three communities.
So tell us, how can someone nominate a father?
Okay, well, to nominate a father, they need to at least go to our website. I'm going to hold this up. I don't know if you can see it.
Yes.
But go to our website. The website is www.fathersincorporated.net/events/. Go there and look at that. That has a lot of information about the whole program. And then if you really want to nominate a father, we have a nomination form on our website. Go to fathersincorporated.net/Father of the Year Award nomination. And that form can be downloaded. You complete that form. There's 6 criteria that you need to at least tell us about. We want to know about the father's challenges, some of the things that the father has gone through in his life. It may have been incarceration. He may have overcome a divorce. He may have even overcome addiction, a lot of different things. We want to know those kind of challenges that he had to overcome. We want to know about what he's done in his community, how he's lifted up his children, his family, and his community. Those kinds of things that we want to know about. There's 6 criteria, and then we have one criteria where you can just tell us exactly why that person you're nominating should be the Father of the Year. It's all about numbers. We get the nominations in, we tally the numbers. The deserving father with the highest rated score gets the award.
You know, it's interesting you talk about. I wish I could nominate my father posthumously. I was just thinking. I was just looking at this report about the woman in Prince George's where the 4 young brothers attacked her, and yes. I was talking to one of my writers, and I hate to do this quick sidebar, but when I was growing up in Detroit, the fathers on our block ran that yard.
Yes.
There was none of that going on, none of that going on. And we respected our elders because we had to get back in their house. And I just wonder, I don't know if it's mothers and fathers or mothers and fathers together, but we got to get a hold of our children. My children are 31, 27. They're still children as far as I'm concerned, you know.
Kevin, I totally agree.
Like that too. You know?
I totally agree, Kevin. That's our mission. That's what it's all about for us. We want to change the dynamic in our community. We want to find deserving fathers and hold them up as role models to the rest.
Mm-hmm. So what's the actual day of the recognition? Is there a ceremony or what is that like?
Yeah, the day of recognition is going to be June 18th. That's one day before Father's Day. We're hoping to have a ceremony, but we need to wait until April 30th to find out if we're really going to have some nominations. Once we know that, we'll announce the location, time and date, and everything else we put out there.
All right. We'll see your website one more time, and I'm going to turn to Dr. Kim because she's got to help us with some of this depression and stuff going on because I'm still trying to come out of my own bag, Dr. Kim. So Ernest, give us the website, and we're going to flip to her.
Okay, Kevin. The website again is www.fathersincorporated.net, all spelled out, fathersincorporated.net. I want to give a phone number just in case anyone has problems. 866-812-7440. If you have any concerns, any questions about the nomination process, pick up your phone and give us a call. 866-812-7440.
Well, I really hope that you are able to have this ceremony because I've covered you about 2 or 3 years ago, and that's my Father's Day out since my kids never come. They always visit their mother, but they never visit dad. That's okay. I'm just saying, we run second place. So I will tell you, as I move to Dr. Kim, still, my mother being 2 years deceased now, I understand, you often don't even recognize that you're depressed, that you're sad or lonely. And all of a sudden you're there. Where is COVID impacting us to that extent, or is it just being alive, Dr. Kim? And what should we do? Because Black folk self-diagnose. We don't go to people like you and say, I don't know what's going on. I'm lost and I'm sad. We just keep on trying to push through. Help us out, Dr. Kim.
Oh, most definitely. COVID has definitely impacted our community, the world. Um, People have been impacted by the loss of loved ones, family members, friends, and then the isolation that COVID-19 presented us with was completely devastating for a lot of people. It impacted us in terms of having to take care of our kids at home while trying to work. So, and then a lot of people lost their employment. So yes, it definitely has impacted the world.
So, I was talking about self-diagnosis and I kind of tongue in cheek, but I was also quite serious. I mean, are there signs that, I know I haven't seen my children or family in almost 3 years, and I said I'm going to go see a therapist because I know that something's missing, but I don't quite know what it is. And I wonder what are those signs, or how do you know maybe I need to talk to someone? Because there was a stain one time in the Black community. I'm sure you and Ernest would agree, especially Black dads. You didn't go talk to anybody. Man up. Black men don't cry. Black men don't eat quiche. Black men don't whatever it is. All these sayings and these aphorisms that are kind of ludicrous. I mean, what are the telltale signs that maybe you need to see someone or talk to someone?
Yes. Well, people, when they become isolated, they, feel like they are suicidal. They don't feel like talking to family, friends, or loved ones. Those types of things, you know that something is wrong. Um, People can also feel lonely due to COVID-19. So these are the types of things that people need to look out for. And then men are particularly ones that don't seek treatment for mental health. And so African American men, we have this stigma in our community that people think you're crazy if you seek treatment, and so a lot of African American men don't seek treatment, and we want to encourage that because everyone needs treatment at some point or time or another.
When you talk about African men in treatment, it's funny. My stepfather was a psychiatrist, and I remember whenever I go home, I would tell him, "Don't analyze me today." I always felt like I was on the couch, but maybe I needed to be on the couch a lot. I don't know. Look, Dr. Kim, we are 2 years into COVID pandemic. Historically, these pandemics last at least 3 to 4 years. So if we
Mm.
study the science, if we're aware of the history from biblical days to today, we know that this is not over, that we've had a lull. The storm is all of a sudden we saw some sun and the rainbow and we all celebrated, but we know it's not over. Tell us, what should we be doing in terms of keeping ourselves healthy mentally? Maybe we should be calling someone like you, and if so, I mean, what should we be doing? Because we know the storm is coming. I had a bishop tell me once: either you're in the storm, moving through the storm, or to go back to a storm. So the storm is always present, and this storm is called COVID. Help us out, please.
Yes. Um, we should all be trying to communicate with family, communicate with friends, communicate with loved ones, reach out, don't isolate. Those types of things will make a person even more depressed. So, if you don't have someone to talk to personally, you can always reach out to a therapist. Um, you know, it's not You're not considered crazy if you seek treatment. So definitely provide some type of self-care, get out, exercise, run, uh, do the types of things that you love. And if we're inside a lot and we can't get out because of COVID, um, there are certain things that you can do alone. You can go out running, you can go to the park, you can do other things without isolating within your home, because that just makes you even more depressed.
Okay. Well, spring is coming, or spring is here, and so yeah, we can. Oh, and by the way, what's your role with Fathers Incorporated? Are you connected with them?
Definitely. I am one of the directors of Fathers Incorporated and the residence psychologist for the program.
So if I start working with them, I get some free counseling.
Definitely.
I'm just,
We can
I
help
mean,
you too.
I don't know whether it's coming. I don't know whether it's coming under my medical plan. I got to ask Denise about that. But yeah, it's. I introduce funny to our guests who are watching us, viewers. I introduce all of our guests to my two dogs, my boxer and my little dachshund, because they keep me mentally grounded. So I had to hold on to them all the time. Look, thank you, Dr. Kim and Ernest, for joining
No
us today.
problem.
It's always a pleasure. And as a Black divorced father, it's certainly a pleasure to talk about the many ways that we try to be there in our children's lives. And of course, staying healthy mentally is essential if you want to be a positive force in those lives. So